Good morning, guys. I teach at the school today, so you get my testimony on my morning walk today. And so the one I wanted to share was childbirth, because I've done that 11 times, and God has never blessed me with a completely pain-free birth. And that used to be my prayer. Like come number 4 or 5, man, I would pray that so fervently, asking the Lord to just once give me a pain-free childbirth. I have an aunt who would have like 4 contractions, and she's like, oh yeah, it was so hard to even get an epidural because the baby would come so fast. I'm like, I want that problem. I home birth and they're like 8 hours long and they're horrible. Like, why can't I get that? But that genetic setting did not fall on me, and God did not give me that. And I say this all the time, that God does one of 2 things. He either gives you the desire of your heart, because he loves to give good gifts, or he changes your heart to align with his will. And in this instance, he did the latter one. He instead changed my heart, while he, I know, heard my prayers begging for pain-free childbirth in my own human flesh, not wanting to walk through pain. When I was pregnant with my 8th baby, I was praying it once again, or no, actually I was praying it all the way up, but during the pregnancy of my 8th baby, he decided to change the desires of my heart. And he taught me how back in the garden, when Eve was cursed, God told Adam and Eve that if he ate from that tree, they would surely die. And so the punishment from eating from that tree was death. And God spared them of that. He instead had 2 animals pay the price, that he killed and made clothing for them, because he says he clothed them in skin. So he killed these 2 animals because blood pays the atonement for life. And he said this would bring death. So he has to fulfill what he spoke, because no word of his ever fails. And so 2 animals died instead. And the punishment was for a woman, child labor, painful child labor. And so what he taught me in it was how when we punish our kids, when you give your kids a punishment, we don't do it out of a joy or like wanting them to suffer, right? Like that's not what any of us do it for. We do it and we're like, hey, you're getting a punishment for this because I want you to remember, and I want you to know what you did is wrong and to not do it again. Like the hope is that you remember this and you won't choose it again, right? That is the same for this whole punishment that God gave. God gave Eve, right? Adam had to till the land, and with the sweat of his brow, it would bring forth fruit. So it would be hard, laborious work, right? To just have your own provisions versus the lush garden that was provided. And for Eve, it was painful childbirth. So he reminded me of like, hey, Anna, every time you actually go through that, let it be a reminder. Let it be a reminder to you of my grace. Like Eve deserved death, but it was my grace that didn't have her die, that didn't take her life, that instead just gave this punishment. And the punishment is to remind you to cling to me. So every time you go through labor, see it as a blessing that it is bringing you to cling to me. It's bringing you to me. And I was like, man, yes, like I want to love every bit of my child labor that's bringing forth new life, in the mindset of bringing me to Christ and clinging to him as my comfort and peace. And so when it came time for number 7 to be born, all my prayer is Lord, be my peace. Like draw near and just be peace. So he changed my heart, where it was no longer saying, I want to not feel this. I want it to just be easy and the baby just come right out. Like everyone says, like, don't they just fall out by now? No, they didn't. Not even number 11. None of them fell out. I had to labor for all of them. And instead it changed to like, Lord, just bring the peace that you bring. Like draw near to me and let me experience all of you and your peace. And sure enough, Katiana Joy was born, which means pure joy. And he did just that. He just gave me this unshakable joy and peace during the pain, during the hardness of the 8-hour labors it took to bring her into the world. And I am like, man, that's what I was needing to ask for all along. Like that's what more can I ask for? Like, than to have peace during the hardest, most painful periods. And it's taught me so much just in general with my faith, because now in general, when I walk through hard things, I'm not saying, Lord, deliver me fully from this hard. Don't let me experience any hard. Don't let me experience any heartache. That's impossible. Like, we're in the world. Instead, I say, Lord, draw near to me. Give me that peace you gave me before. Like, that's where my heart is now. And he totally changed that. And he did for the next 3 labors I had, Oliviana Josephine, which means peace increase, and then John Richard. And like, each one of them had a totally different story. Not always easy births. Some of them with actually some scares in the whole process. And I did not have any scare. Like, normally people would be like, oh my gosh, this is like horrible, or it'd be terrifying for them. And I just had utter peace through all of it, all 3 of the labors. So God answered it faithfully, and not the way I expected, and in the most perfect way, because that's who he is. So that's my testimony for you guys today. I hope you have a really awesome day, and we'll see you guys later.